Have you ever sat down to study for 3 hours and then realized you only learned what someone else learned in 30 minutes? Most students think the problem is motivation. Some think it's intelligence. But a few months ago, I found something shocking. In South Korea, one of the most competitive education systems in the world, students are using a study method that looks almost too simple. Yet, it helps them learn faster, remember more, and spend less time rereading the same chapter again and again. And here's the crazy part. Most students watching this are doing the exact opposite. So in the next few minutes, I am going to show you this Korean study secret, why it's work and how you can start using it today. And trust me, the last part is the reason why most people fail even after learning this method. So don't skip. Let's get into it. Imagine two students. Both have an exam after 7 days. Student number 1 opens the book, reads chapter 1, highlight important lines, reads chapter 2, highlight again, then chapter 3. Everything feels productive. After all, they are studying, right? But here's the problem. The brain loves familiarity. When you read the same page again and again, your brain starts recognizing the information. And because it feels familiar, you think you have learned it. But recognition is not learning. That's where the Korean method comes in. Instead of focusing on input, it focuses on output. Let me explain. Many Korean students follow something similar what research call active recall, but they take it further. After studying something for just few minutes, they immediately close the book. Then they force themselves to explain everything they remember out loud without looking. At first, it feels terrible. You forget things. You get stuck. You realize you don't know as much as you thought. And that's exactly why it's work. Because every time you struggle to pull information out of your brain, your memory becomes stronger. Think about it like this. If reading is watching someone lift weight, active recall is lifting the weight yourself. One feels easy, the other actually builds strength. Now here is something interesting. Many Korean students don't ask, how long did I study? Instead, they ask, how much can I recall without looking? That's a completely different game. One measures time, the other measures learning. And if you are a student, you already know which one matters more. Now before you think this means studying for 10 hours in a day, there is another part of this method that makes it even more powerful. And honestly, this is the part that surprised me the most because it goes against what almost every student does before exams. So what's the second part? It's something called strategic forgetting. Sounds weird, right? Most students try to keep information in their heads all the time. Korean students often do the opposite. They intentionally give themselves space to forget. Let me explain. Imagine you study a chapter today. Most students will immediately reread it tomorrow, then again the next day, then again before the exam. It feels safe, but it's not efficient. Because every time you reread something too soon, your brain doesn't have to work for it. And when the brain doesn't work, it doesn't grow stronger. Instead, many top students review information after a gap, maybe 1 day later, then 3 days later, then a week later. By the time they review it, they have forgotten some of it, and that's the magic. Because now the brain has to fight to remember it. The struggle acts like a signal. Your brain starts thinking, okay, this information must be important, and it stores it more deeply. This is why some students study less but remember more. They are not spending their time consuming information. They are spending their time retrieving it. Big difference. Now here is what most people mess this up. They watch a video like this, get excited, use active recall for 1 day, maybe 2 days, then quit because it feels harder than normal studying. And that's true. This method feels harder, but that actually proves that it's working. Think about it. When was the last time real improvement felt easy? The gym isn't easy. Learning a skill isn't easy. Building discipline isn't easy. So why should effective study feels easy? The students getting top grades aren't always the smartest people in the room. Many of them are simply using better systems. While everyone is rereading notes for the fifth time, they are testing themselves. While everyone else is counting study hours, they are counting what they can actually remember. That's why they move faster. So if you want to try this today, do this. Study for 20 minutes. Close everything. Then grab a blank sheet of paper. Write down everything you can remember. No cheating, no looking at notes, no checking the textbook. Just your memory. Then compare your answer. Find the gaps. Study only those gaps. And repeat. It feels uncomfortable. You will probably realize how much you are forgetting. Good. That's the point. Because the moment you discover what you don't know, you finally know what to improve. And that is where real learning starts. So here is my challenge for you. For the next 7 days, stop measuring how long you can study. Instead, measure how much you can recall without looking. Try it honestly. And I think you will be shocked by how much faster you start learning. Because the Korean study secret isn't studying more. It's making your brain work harder for every minute you study. And once you understand that, you will never look at the studying same way. That's it. I'll meet you in the next video. Bye bye, cuties.